Todd Chrisley is concerned for his wife Julie's health and welfare when the court delivers a blow. Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another video. I hope everyone's having a great day. Before watching the video, please subscribe and like it. Todd Chrisley has never been one to shy away from expressing his love for his wife Julie, but his concern reached heartbreaking new heights after the couple was dealt a crushing legal setback that could keep them apart longer than they ever imagined. The reality TV star, currently serving a 12-year sentence for tax evasion and bank fraud, is reportedly devastated after a recent court decision dashed hopes for early release or leniency for his wife, Julie Chrisley, who is serving a 7-year sentence in a separate facility. Todd, 56, has confided to close friends and family that he is racked with worry over Julie's declining health and emotional well-being as the months drag on, a fear that intensified after their recent appeal was denied. A blow that echoed through the prison walls. Sources close to the Chrisleys tell us that Todd was counting down the days until a ruling, holding out hope that legal teams could shave time off Julie's sentence due to reported medical complications and her otherwise clean record. But in an emotionally charged courtroom session earlier this week, the federal judge overseeing the appeal delivered a stunning blow. Julie Chrisley's original sentence would stand. The decision, which came with little explanation, has left the Chrisley family shaken, and Todd reportedly spiraling. This was supposed to be their light at the end of the tunnel, a source close to the couple said. Todd was hopeful they'd get even a year back, anything that would bring Julie home sooner. When that didn't happen, it crushed him. But even more than that, he's terrified for her health. Julie's health reportedly in decline. Julie Chrisley, 51, has always been the pillar of quiet strength beside Todd's bold personality. But prison life has taken its toll, and multiple insiders confirm that Julie is struggling both physically and emotionally behind bars. She's not the same woman, one family insider shared, requesting anonymity. Her blood pressure is through the roof, she's lost a noticeable amount of weight, and she cries almost every time she gets off the phone with her kids. Todd, who is housed separately in a federal facility in Florida, reportedly feels powerless watching his wife suffer from afar. Inmates are rarely allowed to communicate with one another across institutions, so the two rely on tightly restricted phone calls and brief letters. Not being able to hug her, to comfort her, to even see her, that's killing him, the source said. He's told friends, "I wake up every day scared. I'll get the call saying she's in the hospital or worse." Daughter Savannah Chrisley steps up as guardian and advocate. Their daughter, Savannah Chrisley, 27, has taken on the brunt of the family's burden since her parents' incarceration, caring for her younger brother Grayson and niece Chloe, while also serving as the public face of the family's ongoing legal battles. In an emotional podcast episode, released days after the court's decision, Savannah broke down in tears while updating fans. "I just don't understand how someone can look at a woman like my mom, who's never done anything to harm anyone, who's suffering every day, and still say, 'You deserve to be there,'" she said. "My dad is broken. He's strong for us, but I can hear it in his voice. He's terrified." She also detailed recent visits where she said Julie looked frail, adding that prison medical care has been subpar at best. "She's not getting what she needs, and we're all afraid that something irreversible will happen before she gets to come home." Legal team scrambles for new options. While the recent court decision dealt a major blow to the Chrisleys, their legal team isn't giving up yet. Todd and Julie's lawyers are reportedly reviewing options for sentence modification, compassionate release petitions, and even potential clemency appeals. But these paths are notoriously difficult and rarely successful. Still, the Chrisleys are banking on public sympathy and the mounting pressure over Julie's health to help sway a favorable outcome. Who has represented the Chrisleys in their ongoing appeals, released a brief statement following the ruling. "We are disappointed by the court's decision and remain committed to pursuing every legal avenue to ensure our clients receive just and compassionate treatment." Fans rally with support, and outrage. The court's ruling has reignited passionate debate among fans of the Chrisley family and their former USA Network series, Chrisley Knows Best. Online, the hashtag #FreeJulieChristly began trending again, with thousands expressing outrage over the perceived harshness of the couple's sentences. "She's paid her dues. Let her come home," one fan wrote on Instagram. "This is just cruelty at this point." Another commenter added, "Watching Julie's health deteriorate while locked away from her family feels like watching a slow-motion tragedy unfold." Savannah shared some of these messages on her Instagram stories, thanking followers for their ongoing prayers and support. "Every message helps us keep going," she wrote. "We won't stop fighting for Mom." Todd's heartfelt prison message. "Please take care of her." From inside the prison walls, Todd is said to have penned a letter that's making its way through his circle of loved ones. In it, he expresses deep fears and a plea to everyone on the outside. "If anything happens to her and I'm not there, I'll never forgive myself. Please take care of her. Please don't let her feel alone. She doesn't deserve to suffer like this." The note, described as gut-wrenching, reportedly ends with a prayer that God will deliver Julie back to her family soon. A marriage under unimaginable pressure. Despite their physical separation, insiders insist Todd and Julie remain emotionally united. "They are each other's lifeline," a family friend said. "Even from miles away, they're still checking in on each other, still trying to be strong for their kids." Still, those close to the couple admit that the weight of the situation is immense. Prison has changed them both. Todd, once known for his razor-sharp wit and flashy lifestyle, is now deeply introspective, sources say. And Julie, once the family's steady presence, now struggles to find joy in even the briefest phone calls. They talk about God a lot, about forgiveness, about faith, one insider added. It's all they have left right now. Looking ahead, what's next for the Chrisleys? As the family reels from the latest legal defeat, the path forward remains uncertain. But one thing is clear: Todd will not stop fighting for Julie. Sources say he's focusing all his remaining energy on her case, urging his legal team to escalate their efforts, while also encouraging Savannah to keep advocating publicly. He wants to believe that this isn't the end of the road, a friend shared. That somehow, some way, they'll find a crack in the system. For now, the family's reality remains as heartbreaking as ever. A once close-knit clan ripped apart by circumstances they still claim were unfair. And for Todd Chrisley, the fear isn't just that he's lost time. It's that the love of his life is slipping away in a chilling and emotional revelation. Savannah Chrisley has shared heartbreaking details of the extreme measures taken to transport her mother, Julie Chrisley, for a recent court appearance, including being shackled and flown on what's infamously known as Con Air, the U.S. Marshals high-security prisoner transport system. The 26-year-old daughter of reality TV's most embattled couple, Todd and Julie Chrisley, made the claim on her podcast, Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley, stunning fans and further igniting public concern over the treatment of non-violent offenders like her parents. "My mom was shackled like a criminal, like she was a threat to society. She was flown on Con Air," Savannah said tearfully. "And for what? She's a 51-year-old woman who's never even had a speeding ticket before this. It's absolutely inhumane." Julie Chrisley, currently serving a 7-year sentence at the Federal Medical Center in Lexington, Kentucky, was reportedly transported to a different state for a court-related matter, likely tied to a hearing stemming from the couple's ongoing legal battles over their tax fraud convictions. According to Savannah, the experience left her mother physically and emotionally drained, shackled and stripped of dignity. She said they woke her up in the middle of the night, Savannah recalled. "No notice. Just, pack your stuff, you're being moved." They shackled her hands, her feet, her waist. She couldn't even wipe her nose without asking a marshal to do it for her. Can you imagine being treated like that after a lifetime of raising your kids, loving your family, and serving your community? Savannah's vivid recounting sparked a firestorm of reactions across social media, with fans and followers expressing shock and outrage over the treatment Julie endured. While some users were aware of the U.S. Marshals prisoner transport system, few imagined a reality star and mother of three being subjected to such protocols. Con Air, formerly known as the Justice Prisoner and Alien Transportation System, GPATS, operates under strict federal regulations, shuttling tens of thousands of inmates across the country each year. Regardless of crime or status, prisoners are restrained during transport, with little room for exception. It's like a scene from a movie, Savannah continued. But this isn't fiction. This is real life. My mom went through this, and she's not okay. A legal system without mercy. The Chrisleys were sentenced in 2022 to a combined 19 years in prison after being found guilty on multiple counts of tax evasion and bank fraud. While both Todd and Julie have maintained their innocence and filed appeals, the courts have so far upheld the convictions and sentences. For Savannah, the issue is no longer just about guilt or innocence. It's about compassion, proportionality, and basic human dignity. My mom is not violent. She's not a threat to anyone, Savannah said. She's a wife, a mother, a daughter, a friend. And she's being treated like the worst of the worst. Is that really justice? She went on to describe the emotional toll the ordeal has taken on her family, including Julie's own mental health. She was crying on the phone, trying to be strong, but I could hear it in her voice. She's tired. She's scared. And she feels forgotten. Fans react with outrage and support. The revelations from Savannah's podcast episode quickly made headlines and trended on X, formerly Twitter, where the public response was swift and impassioned. Julie Chrisley is not a flight risk. She should not be shackled and flown like a hardened criminal, wrote one user. This is a failure of our system. Another posted, regardless of your opinion of the Chrisleys, no woman should be stripped of her dignity like that. Even critics of the Chrisleys' actions admitted that Savannah's account was disturbing. I'm no fan of Todd or Julie, one person wrote, but this sounds like something from a prison documentary, not something we should accept as normal. Savannah, a family who has stepped into the role of caretaker for her younger brother Grayson and adopted niece Chloe since her parents' incarceration, has become the family's primary spokesperson. She's used her platform to advocate for prison reform, increased transparency, and more humane treatment for first-time and non-violent offenders. In the same podcast episode, Savannah revealed that this latest incident has motivated her to take things a step further. I've talked to lawyers, advocates, and even former inmates. What happened to my mom happens to thousands of women every year. And I'm not going to stop talking about it until something changes, she declared. Her growing activism has garnered support from high-profile prison reform advocates and celebrities alike. Kim Kardashian, who has worked to free incarcerated women, reposted the episode and added, "We need to listen to stories like this. Change begins with awareness." Julie's voice from behind bars. Julie Chrisley has remained largely silent since entering prison, choosing to communicate through letters and carefully monitored phone calls. But according to Savannah, this latest trauma may have shaken her mother's resolve. She told me, Savannah, I don't know how much more I can take, and that broke me, because my mom is the strongest woman I know. Savannah said she'll continue to fight, not just for Julie's release, but for how people like her mother are treated while they await justice. They didn't just lock her up, Savannah said. They tried to break her spirit. But we're not going to let that happen. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, America Trends 24, and stay with us.